Please, at this time, let's welcome the Honorable Mayor of Stamford, Mr. Michael Pavia.
Thank you, Lynn. Dr. Hamilton, Principal Valentine, Faculty Administration, Stamford High School, distinguished guests at the podium, parents, friends, family, and most importantly, class of 2013. This is a very happy day at Stamford High School. To the teachers, to the staff, to the administrators, I say, another job well done. And to the parents, the proud parents, the family and friends of the class of 2013, you have fulfilled a great responsibility. And to the graduating class, each of the graduating students, it's a great day. You have successfully reached a huge milestone in your journey. As mayor of the city of Stamford, the person who oversees all aspects of the greater Stamford community, I want you to know that I'm proud I am proud of each and every one of you. This is a day of accomplishment. The class of 2013 will become a wonderful addition to the value proposition of our city. Like others who graduated before you, you will join a community of proud and accomplished alumni. The Stamford community is well served by the graduates of Stamford High School. There are doctors, lawyers, accountants, builders, teachers, media professionals, entrepreneurs, public servants, and all that you will become. You will be outstanding members of the greater Stamford community. So please remember, as you leave school today, as you leave this institution, as you march out through the doors, your legacy as a Stamford High School graduate is strong and it's proud. Recognize that you'll follow in a great tradition of Stamford High School and in the footsteps of those who have graduated before you, accomplished people who make Stamford High School proud. So I say to you, go out, achieve your goal, make your mark throughout the greater Stamford community and beyond, and congratulations to each and every one of you.
It gives me great pleasure at this time, and let's hear it for your class president and vice president, Eric Altamura and Ashwini Rao. Come on up, guys.
Good evening, Dr. Valentine, Mr. Forker, Ms. Graves, Mrs. Norden, Mr. Manka, Mr. Mayor, Board of Education members, faculty, distinguished guests, family, and friends, my fellow graduates. Congratulations, we did it! Our graduation day has finally come. It is bittersweet as we feel both pride and jubilation about our achievements and also somewhat sad that many of us may go our own separate ways to embark on the next chapter of our lives. Personally, I feel a bit anxious about leaving high school and having to be a grown-up at all. Many of you on this field may share my anxiety. Even so, I know that there were many people who were there for me when I needed it and helped to shape and mold me into the person I am today. As former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton once said, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, here in Stamford, Connecticut, we are indeed a village in the best sense of the word. Many of this village that I speak of are sitting here today. I would like to take a moment to thank the teachers of Stamford High School. They took a group of 400 plus students under their wing and tirelessly helped to educate us, listen to us, care about us, and inspire us. The coaches, guidance counselors, administration, office staff, and others also contributed to raising over 400 of us into young, confident, caring individuals who are going forth into the world, carving out our own place in it, and yet continuing the tradition of raising the next set of global citizens. As Bill Gates once said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." We have been given much, and it is our responsibility to pay it forward. On a personal note, a coach and mentor to me these last 4 years has been Mr. Caminiti. Mr. Caminiti, please stand up. He's retiring this year from teaching after 38 years, but I'm happy to tell you that he will not retire from coaching soccer due to his love of the sport and the young men on the field who are like a second family to him. As captain, it has been an amazing year for the soccer team. We went to the state semifinals against Norwalk, only done once in the last 60 years. Mr. Caminiti, congratulations on being the soccer coach of the year in the state of Connecticut, and you deserve to go out on this high. Ms. Drugi, please stand up. Ms. Drugi, I will always remember your class where we were sitting in the circular, non-traditional classroom where desks were replaced by clipboards. We were forced to pay attention at all times, and you were singularly responsible for my love of vocabulary. The word somnambulate has been a continuing laugh in my house. We always recounted that word and tried to include it in school assignments. Who needs a thesaurus when you've had Ms. Drugi for English? Your consistent caring and devotion to the students at Stamford High has been inspiring. We wish you the very best as you retire after a marvelous career. They said they fired Ms. Drugi. Another retiring teacher that I would like to salute is Mrs. Bradbury. Mrs. Bradbury. She has been an all-around remarkable woman and touched the lives of countless students throughout her years of teaching. Mrs. Bradbury, you may be one of the sweetest women I know. And I would like to personally thank you for the time and effort you put toward organizing soccer intramurals. It really means a lot to me and everyone that participates. Enjoy your retirement, you deserve it. Of course, I would be remiss if I did not take the time to reflect on the biggest part of our success, and the reason that we are all standing here today, hopeful, optimistic, determined, happy, and loved. That is our parents and guardians who have been there since the beginning. Their selfless devotion to our well-being, their nurturing of us, the driving that they did, the help with homework, the practices, the school events, the social issues, and personal problems along the way. They were there helping us, loving us, and guiding us. Grandparents, family, friends, and neighbors. They were and are part of a large, wonderful village, all helping us to set goals, working to achieve them, making mistakes and learning from them, accepting disappointment as a necessary part of life, and picking ourselves up and brushing ourselves off. Most of you have your own list of people who have played a significant part in your life. We would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. As I began, there have been wonderful days and memories throughout our high school years. During this last senior year, we have survived the angst of college preparation, including essays, applications, visits, and making that final decision. We enjoyed our senior prom, fashion show, our girls' basketball near-perfect season, our soccer team's historic rise to the semifinals, the formation of the Athletic Council, celebrating all of Stamford High's sports, and the award ceremonies that followed. Black Knight Nation enveloped us and united us as one great student body. Throughout it, we were with our teachers, classmates, teammates, neighbors, family, and friends, a huge network of love and support. It will be tough to let go and leave some of it behind, but we will forge new relationships wherever we may go and try very hard not to relinquish the relationships that we've made here. There were also some challenges that our class of 2013 had to face. The wild weather caused major damage to parts of our neighborhoods, and many of our friends and families struggled with flooding, home damage, and power outages due to storms like Irene and Sandy. Stamford High School was used as a shelter for people who do not have heat, food, or a warm place to stay. We all pulled together, opening our homes, businesses, and hearts to anyone who needed anything. It didn't matter who you were or where you were from. If you needed help, we gave it, no questions asked. The wild weather even postponed the first day of school. We also saw snow on Halloween, and trick-or-treating was canceled, our first real introduction to adulthood. While the storm wreaked havoc on the tri-state area and the wild weather gave us some unanticipated days off from school, nothing could compare to the shock that we were about to face as a community. One December morning, just about 6 months ago, we received some text from friends or people at home about a shooting at an elementary school in our own backyard of Newtown, Connecticut. That horrific event continued to unfold that day, and the information was scarce. We knew that many young children, first graders, and many adult teachers and staff had been brutally gunned down at Sandy Hook Elementary School. I remember the day clearly, walking into the classroom of Mrs. Rich and watching CNN on the smartboard, tears welling up in her eyes. And Mr. Halnick, in AP Biology, recounting the heroism of the teacher who laid down her life for her students. As he choked up, he promised that he too would lay down his life for us because of how much he loved us. Thank you, Mr. Halnick, I love you. We were all shaken to our very core that day. We were all unable to grasp that our neighboring community, just about 40 minutes or so away, had been violated. Our feeling of safety in our schools was gone, yet we came together. We cried, we sent flowers, ribbons, and monetary donations to help Newtown relocate to a nearby school over the 2-week holiday break. We put aside any differences we may have had and began to have a conversation about some tough, complex issues. In that moment, it made us grow up just a little faster than we had anticipated. The conversation is still ongoing, but the students here in the stadium helped in the aftermath and will continue to help to make the world a safer place for all of our citizens. However, today is a day of celebration. As you head off to dinners or graduation parties, remember, you have earned your diploma and you should be proud. Look how far you've come and the friendships you have made, the way you have matured, the lessons you have learned both in and out of the classroom that have made you into the responsible, caring young adults that stand here today. Go forth, follow your dreams, make a difference, give back, do what you love and love what you do. Some of us are heading to colleges, some into the workplace, some of us are going into the military, and some of us just aren't yet sure where we are going next. It's okay. Just know that Stamford was here for you, and as we go, we will be here for Stamford. Remember, it takes a village. In conclusion, I would like to quote from one of my all-time favorite sports movies, Miracle, where Coach Herb Brooks tells his U.S. Olympic hockey team before their historic game against the Soviets, "This is your time. Now go out there and take it." Best of luck to the class of 2013. And remember, can't touch this.
Let's hear it for your class president, Dara Altamura. Please welcome at this time the Superintendent of Schools in Stamford, Dr. Winnie Hamilton.
Eric, great speech. Wonderful message. Well, it's actually good evening, isn't it? To the parents, family, friends, Mayor Pavia, Board of Education members, your graduation speaker for today, Lou Ursone, Dr. Valentine, faculty, staff, and most of all, the class of 2013. Congratulations on one of the biggest days of your life. Brain researchers say that the average attention span for adults is your age plus 2 minutes. For preschoolers, it's more like 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to do a big favor today, and I'm going to speak to you as if you were toddlers, and be quick. At this time of year, everyone always has plenty of advice for new graduates. You may have seen or read some of it. Google co-founder Larry Page said, it's better to go for the big challenges rather than the small ones because there's less competition. Oprah advised that you must develop your own internal GPS to guide you through life's challenges. AOL entrepreneur Steve Case suggested that what you do is less important than who you do it with. And author J.K. Rowling advised that you should always value what you learn from setbacks. For me, the words of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg resonates the most. He said, and knows all too well, that life is easier when you do something you love. Looking out at you, I see future financiers, fiction writers, engineers, educators, athletes, astrophysicists, performers, paralegals. Some of you already know what you want to be and will pursue it passionately. Most of you, however, are not entirely sure what you want from college, work, or life. First, remember that lives are rich and rewarding. Lives that are rich and rewarding are made, not found. There is no secret formula, but there are common sense principles that will increase your odds of happiness and success. Here are a few words of wisdom. Don't think about what you want from life. Think about what life wants from you. Pay attention to what gets you up in the morning, what delights you, what excites you. Pursue internal versus external rewards. Money, prestige, power too, often go away. Richness of spirit, taking the high road, and validating others are lasting. Be lifelong learners. Take the excellent education you have earned and build on it to benefit others as well as yourself. Be grateful. Thank those whose shoulders you stand on. You would not be here without the love and support of your family, friends, teachers. Let them know you appreciate them. So, to the class of 2013, today wraps up your Stamford Public School career. All 2,353 days of it, minus the snow days. Your diploma is your ticket to exploration, adventure, and challenge. May it be safe and an exciting journey with caring for yourself and the people in your life. And I would want at this time also, as Eric did, to say to many of my former colleagues and people that I've worked with over the years that I think so highly of, good health and have a wonderful retirement. And congratulations to the class of 2013.
With greetings from the Stamford Board of Education, first, the President, Mr. Jeff Allswinger.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, my colleagues who are here with you tonight up on the podium, I'd like to extend my welcome to all the graduates and their families. I'd also like to recognize the special guests we have among us, Mayor Pavia, our Superintendent Dr. Hamilton, our Stamford High Principal, Dr. Valentine, and the entire staff of Stamford High School, our guest speaker, Lou Ursone, and the Stamford High School Madrigal Singers. Of course, the real reason we are here is to congratulate each and every member of the class of 2013. You have spent the past few years of your life preparing not only for this day, but for all the days that will follow. And I know your education here at Stamford High has built a strong foundation for you to be ready for what your future holds. Whether you're going on to higher learning, going to serve our country, or to make your mark working in our community. I know it because I know Stamford High intimately. Not only am I a proud Black Knight myself, having graduated here a few short years ago, it's not funny, but also my mother started her teaching career here, where she met my father, who then devoted his entire career here for 35 years at Stamford High, ending as head of guidance, and he was a longtime basketball coach. I pretty much grew up at Stamford High, so I know the tradition of a Stamford High education. I know the standards to which you were held to and the support each of you received, and I admire you for your success. As I look out among you, I admit it is hard to recognize your individuality since you're all dressed the same. Except, of course, for those who have personalized your caps. But I know the path that brought each of you to this point was different. Some of you had straight paths, though you worked hard to stay on them. Others of you had some bumpy or winding paths where you may have veered off from time to time. And more than a few of you, I imagine, at times have paths that seem to be uphill. The important thing is that you have all arrived together. Remember, you may not control the path, but you will always control the pace, the forward movement, and the determination of the person walking it. And in the words of one of the greatest doctors, Doctor who, you ask? It's Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the guy or gal who'll decide where to go. Decide wisely. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Thank you, Jeff. At this time, the Vice President of the Board of Education, Ms. Lorraine Olson.
I'm very excited to be here today because I also attended Stamford Public Schools, and my 3 daughters graduated from Stamford Public Schools, so I'm excited about today. I'm excited about all of you graduating. I want to congratulate all of the graduates today because this is a big accomplishment for you, another milestone, very big milestone for you, and I know it took a lot of hard work to get where you are. I also want to thank all of your parents and congratulate all of your parents, your friends, that have gotten you here where you are today, because we never get this far by ourselves. We all need help along the way, so I want to thank all of those people that have helped you get where you are today, and you need to thank them too. And it's not only the big things that get us where we are today, it's also all those little things that people do for us that we have to remember. You know, it's all those little acts of kindness that add up to the big accomplishments. And sometimes we don't think to thank those people for the little things, only the big things. So I work with high school students myself, and I asked some of the high school seniors, who are some of the people that did little things for you that made an accomplishment for you or helped you get where you were today in graduating? And some of the responses were, one student said to me they wanted to thank their kindergarten teacher for pulling them off their mother's leg the first day of school when they were crying, because that was really the beginning of their educational career, and they had to learn to be able to stay in school without crying and leave their mother. So that was the start of it for them. Another one wanted to go back and thank their coach, because their coach, sometimes when they were tired, the coach had compassion and realized that after studying so much and having all their classes and having all the sports and all the activities you have to do and all the commitments that you have, that they just couldn't run those extra laps at the end of the day, and the coach would let them hide in the bleachers and not run the extra few laps at the end of practice. And they were really grateful for that, so they wanted to go back and thank their coach for that little thing that they did for them. Another one wanted to thank the security guard in the front of the building that let them park on the grass when they couldn't find a parking space. And it didn't seem like a big deal, but it saved them from getting that 7th tardy, so they didn't have an absence, they didn't get an F, and that made a really big thing for them because it affected their GPA, so they were really happy. They wanted to thank the security guard. And another one wanted to thank their parents for not renting out their room as soon as they leave for college, so they had a place to come back to when they came back home for spring break. These are just little things that add up to the big picture and get you where you are. So remember to thank people for the little things they do, because it means a lot to them, and they'll continue to help you along your path to success. The other thing I want to remind you about today is to remember your roots. You are graduates of Stamford Public Schools. This is the best school district there is. That makes you the best graduates there are, and you have gotten the best education you can get. So hold your heads proud and high when you come up for your diplomas today, because you're the best. Congratulations and good luck.
I'm a Stamford High School graduate too, but I won't tell you when. At this time, it gives me great pleasure, longtime friend. It's just given some wonderful opportunities to many of the youngsters and teenagers of this community. He is the director of Curtain Call at the Queskin Theater, executive director, and plus he too is a graduate of Stamford High School and also a professional actor. Let's give a nice Stamford High School welcome to Mr. Lou Ursone.
Thank you. Family and friends, faculty and staff, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Valentine, Dr. Hamilton, Mayor Pavia, and most importantly, those of you who are soon to be called alumni of Stamford High, good evening. Tradition. That's how I started my graduation speech in this beautiful stadium back in 1977. And it's tradition that brings me here today. You see, the tradition is to find some old guy who's an alumnus, who's still breathing, and might be able to give you some words of wisdom. Here's the good news. I don't remember who my keynote speaker was, nor do I remember what he said, nor do I expect you to remember me almost 40 years from now. But maybe, just maybe, something I say today may help you over the next few years as you begin to this new path of a great new life after high school. 36 years. Yep. That makes me older than most of your parents. But 36 years ago, I had the honor of standing here in this stadium as the second generation member of my family to graduate from Stamford High School. And I've always been proud to call myself a Stamford High School alumnus, and I hope you will too. In Judaism, as many of you may know, the number 18 and variations of it are considered good luck. So I think the fact that my dad graduated from here in 1936, and I graduated 36 years ago, and most of you are 18, that means some sort of good luck for you guys today. Now, I know many of you are feeling excited and the joy of graduating, but also feeling some sadness and thinking that you may not see your friends again. I can tell you this. If your close friends mean as much to you as mine did to me, you will stay in touch, and not just through social media. You know, when I started at Stamford High, I came from a very small Catholic elementary school and was really scared. There were a lot of classmates that I wouldn't know, and the buildings were a heck of a lot larger than the ones that I had been used to. But I was also excited because Stamford High was going to provide me with many more opportunities I would have had I had chosen to go to another school. You know, graduating from high school is a major accomplishment. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It should be only the first of many momentous achievements in your life, though. Keep learning. Whether you're going on to college or not, challenge yourself to grow and learn throughout your life. I have a dear friend who will turn 99 in September, and he's an internet whiz. He never stops learning. One of the lessons that I've learned, and my niece put it very beautifully in her graduation speech a few years ago, is that I know my knowledge is agonizingly limited, and all I can do is to keep trying to learn from other people. I just came back from a workshop last night of 35 other nationwide theater managers. And after 13 years of running a successful organization like Curtain Call, I still love taking home new ideas, learning new trends and processes that I've learned from others. What else can I tell you that you haven't already heard many times before from parents and relatives, guidance counselors, and even some of our other speakers this evening? I don't know. There's a ton of cliches that abound during graduation speeches, and I'm going to barrel through a couple of them and just let you hear. Do what you love and you'll love what you do. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Keep your old love letters, throw away your bank statements. Remember compliments you receive and forget the insults. And if you guys can figure out how to do that, let me know. Friends don't say goodbye, friends say until next time. Nothing endures but change. Be your very best every day because life has no rewind button. I think that's enough of those. Now, I truly believe that in this class of 2013, there is probably a Tony Award winner among you. But that's because I've had the great privilege of working with so many members of your class who've been involved in the arts. But additionally, there may be a U.S. president, a noted brain surgeon, a Nobel Prize winner. And I'm certain there are hundreds of terrific mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles to be. But how can you become the best possible you? Get off Facebook. Talk to your neighbors, face to face. Listen to people and expect them to listen to you. Volunteer in your community. Maybe join a service club. Get involved in your community theater. Give back to your community. Work alongside others who have an interest and passion in the same things that you do. I'm incredibly fortunate that each year I welcome more people into my life than most people do because of the business I'm in, and my life is so much fuller because of it. I've had three constants in my life: my love of people, my love of writing, and my love of theater. The balance of those three is constantly evolving. My passion for writing steered me to getting a degree in journalism, all the while keeping my hand in the performing arts. When I graduated from college, I started performing professionally. Through many career twists and turns that included being a public relations professional for a major international organization, to performing on soap operas and touring in live theater productions, I landed at Curtain Call almost 14 years ago, and that has blended all three of my passions, providing me with the perfect balance. But that's for me. My job requires that I write every day, sometimes just tons of emails, but often in form of publicity for our shows. I even challenged myself a few years ago to write my own play. Of course, running the theater and sometimes performing there satisfies my love of theater, and through that, I get to meet thousands of people each year, and I enjoy hearing their stories and learning about their life's desires. So what prepared me for my job, and how did I learn to be the artistic and administrative head of a nearly $1 million operation? Life. I took chances. I made my own opportunities. Indirectly, my constant quest for learning and bettering myself led me to where I am. And here's the really crazy path that I took. One thing that's fairly constant among an actor's life is unemployment. Another thing is that we're always taking classes. It keeps us connected to our industry, keeps our skills up when we're not working. But it's an odd situation that my wife noted many years ago, because when you have no income, you're spending money to take classes to be better prepared for the work when you do get it. Anyway, I'm taking a class to New York. 6 months later, I get a call from a producer offering me a job for the summer in New Hampshire based on the recommendation from the guy that I was taking the class from. Like any actor, always looking for the next job, while spending several weeks in the beautiful White Mountains, I was trying to figure out where I'd go after this job. I asked the producer what their fall season schedule of shows would be, and the answer was, there was no season. And that's when I decided to become a producer. So keep learning and developing new skills and talents. See, I type my notes for today on my little iPad mini. I keep learning. And this is from a guy who grew up with a black and white TV, a manual typewriter, and a party line at home that's not at all like the kind of party line you guys are thinking about. No one knows what lies ahead for any of you individually. You may have ideas and dreams of where you want to be 5, 10, or 20 years from now, and that's terrific. But don't let those dreams keep you so narrowly focused that you miss out on other opportunities. Sometimes the detours in life are one of the most fun. You see, back in the summer of 2000, I wasn't planning on changing careers to become the manager of a major theater company. I was just looking for an opportunity to take the show that I was producing in New Hampshire back to Stamford so that my family and friends wouldn't have to drive 6 hours north. But that's how I wound up at Curtain Call. And it all goes back to having taken that one class in New York. So keep learning, you never know where it's going to take you. Whatever career path you choose, and it's likely to change many times, remember this. The saddest thing for me is to see someone take a job just because it pays well, and then spend all that money buying toys to help cheer themselves up because they're so miserable in their jobs. People who are doing what they really love never feel like they're working at all. They're just living. No matter what you do, learn to be decisive. Learn to make decisions without torturing yourself. Most times those decisions won't be life-threatening. Deciding not to text while driving, that's life-changing. Allow yourself to make those mistakes. That's how we learn. Forgive yourself and others. So, going back to how I all started, speaking about tradition. Tradition is the opening song from the Broadway musical Fiddler on the Roof, in which I'll be appearing this fall, which is why I'm a little scruffier than most of you have ever seen me before. When you're all home on Thanksgiving break, I hope you'll come see it. And for those of you who know me well, you know I couldn't resist a chance to plug one of our shows. I wish you all the best that this life can offer. Thank you for this great opportunity to share the stage with you all again. And congratulations on succeeding to the level of Stamford High School alumni. Welcome to the club.
Thank you, Lou. At this time, we'll have a musical selection. It'll be sung by the Stamford High School Madrigal Singers. I hope you dance, and it will be under the direction of Mrs. Gloria Siniguglia. Great job, guys. Let's hear it for the magical singer. The time has arrived to present the class of 2013. Your principal, Dr. Donna Valentine.
Thank you so much. Stop making me laugh. This is without a doubt your day. And I can't tell you, and I promised to keep it brief, and a few of you paid me on the side to make sure I do that. But I have to announce one housekeeping for the audience, parents, family, friends. We are asking you that you wait until the graduates leave the field. There is a meeting place just to my right here. So we asked that last year we had a little bit of commotion with a lot of people on the field. So we ask if you please give your graduates the honor of walking off the field before you meet them over by the softball field. So with that being said, class of 2013, this is your day. And I thought about what I was going to say to you, and I thought long and hard. And the one thing that came to mind was that over the next couple of days you're going to hear, and you already have heard, people say, be sure you thank people for all the things they've done for you. And I decided to take a little twist to that, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being who you are. I want to thank you for being as funny as you are, as smart as you are. You were the first class in many years that had an improvement in your CAP scores, and look how smart you got even in the last 2 years. You were creative, somewhat entrepreneurial. Every chance you got me in trouble because I spent about $100 a week on food in my office. And we won't tell you about those unhealthy snacks, but the candy had some good stuff in it. And the water and the beverages and everything else you stopped by to get. But you were funny and you were compassionate. And I think about what Eric talked about and how everybody came together just 6 months ago to help our neighbors. You were terrific. So I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your principal. I have the best job in Stamford, Connecticut. Mayor Pavia might think he does, but I have the best job in Stamford as principal of Stamford High School. So thank you. Couple more things. You know, you're the class of 2013, and there's some rumor or superstition or myth out there that 13 is an unlucky number. It's not. I think you're going to change that paradigm, and 13 is going to be real lucky. When you add 1 and 3 together, it comes up with the number 4. Yes, it does. Remember that math class. Okay, and when you look up numerology, and the number 4 talks about creativity, entrepreneurship, and I think about the things you brought to me, and everything you ever came to ask me for, I tried to give you in the best way I could. You brought back the senior picnic. You got me in trouble for playing spoons. And then not to mention that I thought the FBI was going to be here a couple of weeks ago because we had music all of a sudden coming over the intercom. Just so you know, I've been promised that as those young folks go work for Google and become multimillionaires, they promise that they're not going to forget their principal. And I will never forget you. You know, you are a Black Knight. I am not, I am now. I did not graduate from Stamford High, but my best friend in the whole world did. And I've come to know what 148 years of history means. And you need to come back. You need to come back and visit us. You need to be in touch with us. You need to email us. You need to call me if you need anything. And I mean that. And for those of you that carry around my card, and many of you have my cell phone number, you know how to find me. And I will always be there for you. I'm going to end with two famous, well, not famous, quotes that I like from Tom Brokaw. He said, "You are educated, your certification is in your degree. You may think of it as a ticket to good life. Let me ask you to think of it as an alternative. Think of it as your ticket to change the world." And as Ellen says, go out, be kind to each other. Thank you, I love you.
It is the time, and for the reading of the graduate names, let's welcome, they do a terrific job, Miss Tiffany Clark and Mr. Jeremy White, both teachers. Also helping with the presentation of the diplomas, members of the Board of Education. A special presentation of diplomas, Ms. Rebecca Wilson, a parent and also grandparent, and Annette Cortez. And once again, as the principal just indicated, Donna Valentine, please stay off the field. You can meet the graduates out on the softball field. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.
All right, A-side. Here we go. Eric Ilario Altamura. Julian Michael DeVicentis. Ashwini Rao. Gustavo Torrealba. Aaron Altieri. Samantha Jacobs. Ryan Piro. Cole Savona. Allison DeFelice. Jana Cortez. Harry Clewe. Reiner Moy Wheeler. Shonda Silva. Kathy Barrera. Winston Sinclair. Kaylee Harwood Smith. Lucas Renault. Sarah Wiley. Essence McVeigh. Connie Way.
Gelmira Karen Theodore. Ruth Laramie. Christopher Fayake. Steve Lopez. Sam Strisver. Evan Berkovitz. Shamali Joshi. Aaron Taylor. Sanya Porbendarwala. Gunjan Huja. Shara Yaari. Noel La Serenza. Annabelle Bravo. Jennifer Contreras. Nadine Canlis. Valentina Bayant. Kayla Wilson. Kira Killian. Carlos McKem. Valerie Valdez.
Mark Senatore. Ashwin Mather. Samantha Lyman. Jordan Sheps. Kayla Schneider. Julia Vitti. Lauren Price. Eleanor Beltran. Allison Wolf. Andy Stern. Greta Buckley. Molly Butler. Samantha Schneider. Flutra Isufai. Shelby Riddle. Alexa Costello. Lindsay Green.
Mary Catherine DeBriscoe.
Philippe Vivian. Yashasvi Mansukani.
Claire Kaptinsky. Anna Lipkin. Ashley Cooper Smith. James Mattamore. Justin Smith. Michael Whitehead. Matthew Sharetta. Daniel Mogano. Sophie Coster. Megan Kraus. Jack Drown. Travis Dosimo. Paul Battinelli. Chris DePietro. Andrew Tuccinardi. Krista Robistelli. Jaslyn Sinclair. Brianna Cassius. Julian Aries. Shalagna Kamal.
Tamari Sterling. Ryan Lapotz. Mark Stedman. Nicole Wojciechowski. Michael Prasilio. Nick McGee. Eric Jansen. Jack Lopiano. Daniela Arias. Natalie Garufi. Nicole Laurenti. Ashley Ujoa. Robert Heron. Rodrigo DiNapoli. Alfred Fusco. Matt Sabara. Shalimar Azima. Sarah Abrazini. Guan Hong Gu. Christian Tsai.
Frankie Calandro. Lindsay Calandro. Maritza Navarro. Karina Lopez. Raymar Kendrick Jr. Shaquem Sangster. Arisa Pandulan. Jonathan Escobar. Franklin Gell. Jose Morales. Oatmeal Ravengill. Errol Jordine. Joey Morse. Justin Colon. Lucas Laria. Tyler Kane. Harold Morse. Joseph Palumbo. Vincent J. Perry. Corey Miller.
Vanessa Salmon. Brittany Aprazesi. Christian Navarro. Yamilet Vargas. Andrew Martin. Manny Gomez. Kenny Zhang. Sam Barrigan. Cheering Yangsum. Kayla McNeil. Taylor Tarzia. Nabila Sheikh. Veronica Schlover. Lisa Schaefer. Bert Pierce. Carly Magnetti. Jade Cupidon. Shaniqua Briscoe. Michaela Brown Wiley. Jada Cheeseborough.
Jade McDonald. Monique Graham. Nikita Lewis. David Gillette. David Montoya. Christian Solano. Marta Teresa Brand. Darnell Jude Morris. Valerie Rodriguez. Carmen Chavez. Marcus Kitt. Anthony LePen. Jacqueline Truglia. Thomas Alexander Lyons. Ann Nozias. Santia Renee. Janasia Jackson. John Cerulli. Fatima Abdul Hakim. Alexis Anosier.
Devin Davis. Rohan Firan. Kevin Anderson. Kevin Dawkins. Christian David Echeverry. Leslie Jeanette Angel. Hector Stanley Alvarado. Stefania Bartakova. Evans Antoine Jr. Justin Virgilac. Elvis Aguilar. Joseph Pastrana. Kevin Espinoza. William Aquino. Shirley Ducasse. Angelica St. Louis. Arian Velasco. Anthony Michael Portanova. Olivia Shea. Brenda Abigail Ocampo.
Cindy Lopez. Asia Farr. Carlos Manuel Lopez. Joaquin Bonilla. Daniela Mercado. Kayla Roman. Saida Altador. Miles Enoch. Emily Gonzalez. Emmy Gonzalez. Daniel Mezelis. Mark Gonzabe. Eric Stufai. John Dizzy-Bella. Jonathan Ruperto. James Cabello. Marlando Foster. Stefan Berry. Nicholas Mancino. Leonardo Valeda.
Olivia Gupta. Laiba Khan. Jessica Mendiola. Desiree Ponciano. Nelly Zasitko. Nazima Rashid. David Rutstein. Bethany Lucia. Titus Bruno. Leonard Brand. Pedro Romano. Daquan Jones. Alex Garcia. Steven Zucchelli. Danya Nova. Yahaira Lunarejo. Samantha Graneri. Taylor Mills. Isaac Etienne. Andre Akins.
Carolina Piorkowska. Carmen Morales. Amanda Adams. Natalie Goldstein. Sam Sturman. Kyle Gioeli. Rebecca Bolsimis. Lorkencha Bulin. Miriam Ludith Dagazan. Willeen Pun. Dashna LaFond. Jennifer LaFond. Thomas Bartlett. Moise Faubert. Cassandra Pierre. Needith Casimir. Rachel Duversaint. Pan Terriel Pierre. Ryan Ortega. Casey Letty.
Michelle Altamura. Carly Lyons. Lily Shack. Kyle Robert Carey. Nicholas Gentilisi. Luis Diaza. Marshall Newton. Bonnie Semayoa. Gabrielle Snell. Elizabeth Etienne. Jordan Raymer. Jack Ferrone. Adam Satz. Simon Walker. Alex Taylor. Scott Polonia. Gabby Ramos. Sarah Hickey. Genesis Lemus. Kimberly Lemus.
Jennifer Sapoznikov. Caroline Blank. Alexandre Alexis. Kashawn Beatty. Jason Rathman. Benjamin Rathman. Leanne Barney. Nikita Gawandi. Colleen Walker. Julie Piskin. Mark Johnson. Alex Sanchez. Miguel Nieto. Steven Lopez, Karen Ortega, Kevin Acuna, Ashley Depomar, Brianna Longo, Julia Hodel, Christina Didai,
Florence Grant, Nicole Forlano, Kathleen Sarah Pompey, Susana Cortes Ordonez, Nikita Roach, Leah Hazen, Julia Simpson, Matthew D. Lebrandi, Isaac Hernandez, Andy Loiza, Joanna Godoy, Angel Gonzalez, Marco Campos, Jeffrey Wilson, Desmond Williams, Eric Murray, Enrico Gilberti, Anderson Molina, Joe McIntosh, Sam Mosqueda,
Manuel Ratana, Giselle Ratana, Katie Ann Hibbert, Vanessa Kafanik, Rashida Dorville, Jonathan Dorville, Anderson Moyce, Alvin Newton, Leonardo Lima, Matthew O'Shea, Ashlyn Sharmaville, Chanel Nevers, Jessica Oriana, Yasmin Martinez, Julia Hare, Umama Ashra, Syed Ashaduzaman, Frankie Torres, Juan Acevedo, Mario Cabrera,
Patrick Zolchak, David Oliveira, Remy Sosa, Anna Kuyan, Jocelyn Palma, Yuli Alarcon, Guadalupe Lescano, Maria Escudero, Matthew Bellick, Paul Katara, Dawn Windsor, Will Cello, Matthew D'Agostino, Tyree Howard, Lino Flores, Sebastian Perez, Sanjana Vora, Rosabel Vargas, Manuel Ortega, Alvaro Navarro,
Dan Micah Morales, Ania Norga, Jocelyn Galliana, Pam Marquez, Shadi Borham, Zachary Bowles, John Cornelio, Colin McManaman, Carl Dinnerstein, Lubo Hadjiev, Emma Curto. Tyler Curto. Jalo Mansour. Amatan Rubin. Abby Crowley. Jose Mariquin. Robert J. Parker. Brandon Yock. Bill LeBay. Herbert Buserich.
Jonathan Passard. Wyatt Brown. Janae Aaliyah Dupree. Ashala Simone Cody. Aisha Lewis. Marla Jerome. Brandley B. Bernard. Chanel R. Smith. Christina Nolasco. Gabriella Oliva. Andrew DiNicola. Wayne Higgins. Manny Sevilla. Fareed Ahmed. Handy Esperance. Kevin Emilian. Carl Desir. David Lewis. Wadler Astromon. Jean Monoson Stivern.
Catherine Zahn. Kirsten Kellner. Samantha Cruz. Carrie DeVito. Felipe Scarante. Natalie Moncada. Shannon Sapila. Kasha Modilewska. Stephen Blackwell. Jennifer Velasquez. Lauren Beadle. Jenna Gaffard. Vlad Zier. Artur Baranetsky. Hunter Alderman. Jimmy Sexton. Bradley Bernard. Malcolm Alexis. Dakari Thompson. Tompkins, sorry. Landarius Frost.
Cheryl Quintero. Ringo Venegas. Stephanie Samranaika. Courtney Kaufman. Michelle St. Cyr. Dorvins Augustin. Randy Carpio. Michael Maduri. Jamar Thompson. Jelani Tung. Ron Andre. Tony Joseph. Ligby Pascal Calixt. Michelle Bonane. Paul James. Shamel Hall. Giazbu Laguerre. Greg Mitri. Alan Flores. Mark Grine.
Before we proceed and announce you as official, I just wanted to mention that we have a very special guest who joined us on stage Miss Betty Kazansky. Betty has been with us at Stamford High since she was 18 years old, and she is retiring, and I wanted to make a special recognition. Thank you very much, Betty, for everything you've done for us. Wait, we're not done. By the power invested in me, I grant you the privilege of being the class of 2013. Thank you. Congratulations.